Hi, I'm Karl Schilling, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Advocacy Network. And I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. More than likely, you are a financial services professional who has been invited to this webinar by another financial concierge who shared the concept with you for what we're doing. So today, please forgive the noise in the background. There's a big meeting going on, so some of it's going to be a little noisy, okay? But my goal today is to share with you how to get paid to prospect, how to create unlimited referrals, and at the same time exponentially grow your life business. Now, this is very, very important, and if it's not life business, it could be real estate practice, it could be a mortgage brokerage practice, it could be a tax practice. So we have people from all those walks and all those industries, and we can help you. So I'm going to show you 3 ways to grow your business and how it fits into what we do. Now, before I get started real briefly, let me tell you a little bit about the Advocacy Network. We were formed and created to eliminate all forms of financial victimization. This includes scams, fraud, predatory sales tactics. And to date, we have done a pretty good job. We've saved people over $7.5 million. That uniquely positions you with a different type of message. Now, we do this through creating awareness, providing financial literacy education. It's always free through workshops, another very big bonus for you. And lastly, we help people attain financial independence. And this is where it dramatically will shift and alter your business, okay? Because that's something that you'll be able to bring to people, this journey to financial independence. So with that, let's get started and talk about the 3 ways to exponentially grow your business. Now, the Advocacy Network, as I mentioned, we have a financial concierge platform which creates a unique message. And then that message really is embedded in your best interest is our only concern. So you're able to sit with a person and share with them that your best interest is my only concern. And then we have the first step to financial independence, the middle class millionaire plan, and the retireless sales system, all things that we can discuss over time. But let's look at the 3 ways Jay Abraham, who is literally increased businesses by billions of dollars across the world. Jay is one of the great marketing minds in the history of marketing. He identified 3 ways to grow your business, and there really is only 3 ways. There's no other additional way to build a business, only 3 ways. Now, most insurance agents, most realtors especially, and mortgage brokers and tax preparers, all of us in those industries are on linear growth, because basically we are establishing to increase clients. And by increasing clients, we simply are doing one transaction after another, growing linearly. And we'll see it in the numbers. But geometric growth means you have to build all 3 sides of the business. That gives you the increase in clients. You also increase the transaction volume, the volume per each transaction. And then you increase the transaction frequency, the number of transactions with one client. That tends to grow exponentially. So let me show you the difference in transactional or relational. Now, unfortunately, for well too long in these industries, we are basically transaction-based people, and it's linear growth. So we prospect, we present, we follow up, we then attain a client, and we do the one transaction, okay? Or we flip that, we do one transaction and attain a client. But it's all linear, and then we start all over again. We prospect, we present, we follow up, we get a new client, and we do another transaction. But the geometric growth would be where we actually acquire a client, then in the process of the relationship, we increase the volume of a transaction with that client, and lastly, we increase the frequency of transactions with that client. That would truly give us a geometric growth and a much larger lifetime value of a client. That's what we're really speaking about today. Remember, the industries that I mentioned, whether it's insurance, whether it's real estate, mortgage brokerage, or tax preparation, those industries have a lifetime value of a client of somewhere in the $2,000 to $5,000 range. Many of people in those industries don't even participate or concerned in the lifetime value of a client because it's a concept they feel doesn't fit their business. But it truly is a very big issue. What we're talking about is creating a lifetime value of a client of $25,000 to $50,000. Now, when you see that and you think about it, how many clients would it take for you to have an ongoing annual 7-figure practice when the lifetime value of said client is $25,000 to $50,000? Let's look at the numbers. First of all, you can increase by the number of clients. So we got 100, the volume, say 1,000, and the frequency is 1. That gives you about a $100,000 practice. Now, if you increase by 10%, in that you would increase to a $110,000 practice because you just increased the clients. But if you increase by 10% in every single area of the 3 ways to grow your business, it equals $133,100. Now, for most people, if you said, hey, you can increase your business in 3 areas. If you increase your business by 10% in each of the 3 areas, what would be the total increase of your business? Now, let's face it, the majority of people would say 30%, but it's not true. This is where exponential growth comes in. It's truly 33.1% when you increase 3 sides of a business all by 10%. So let's look what happens if you grow by 33% instead of 10. Okay, now, basically, if you grew by 33% in that linear world, you would increase from $100,000 to $133,000. Not bad for your efforts, but still, that would be a straight 33% growth, right? But if you grow all 3 areas of your business by 33%, you end up with $230,475. Big difference from $133,000. So really, this is what I'm talking about with you today, about exponential growth. Now, let me show you where the exponential growth comes and what we talk about our first step to financial independence. Obviously, the first step to financial independence, we've been using the Prospio software system, the money management system, which you see at our webinars on Tuesdays, to show you the leveraged referral. But let me show you the exponential growth on referrals. First of all, one sale, I've never been in 37 plus years in sales training, sales development, the sales industries, former $1 million roundtable producer, multiple years. I have never seen a scenario where I can make one sale and provide unlimited referrals, never ending. That's really what we have here. So we have a geometric cycle for referrals. Now, the way that happens, if you make a Prospio sale, which we show you how to do, we train, develop, it's very simple. But that sale will pay you to get to prospect. You make that one sale. So what we do in this cycle is we say, prospect Bob, Bob, you made a great decision today. You've taken the first step to financial independence. As I've told you, Bob, the journey to financial independence is truly a long-term relationship that we're going to have, and I'm going to take you every step of the way. But in doing this first step, I wanted to ask you, if I could eliminate the payment for the Prospio first step, would you be interested? Of course, you're monetizing his interest, so I'm sure he will be. Now, when he does say, yeah, I'm interested, say, okay, in order for me to help you, Bob, I need you to help me. So I need you to give me the names, numbers, and emails of 10 people close to you. Please don't prejudge them. Don't determine whether you think they need it or you think that they're a good candidate. Please just give me 10 people very close to you. And all I'm going to do, Bob, is the same thing I did with you. I'm going to teach them about the journey to financial independence, why only 5% of the population become financially independent. And I'm going to show them everything I showed you and how to take this first step. Now, when 3 of them take the first step, Bob, I am going to come back and we are going to free up that monthly payment that you have now, and we're going to show you another way to use that same dollar in those monthly payments in order to further your journey to financial independence. That is where the cross-sell for life insurance comes in. So as you can see, if you get 10 referrals from Bob, you need to make 3 sales to free up Bob's payment. That gives you now 30 referrals because those 3 people are going to want to give you 10 referrals. And then there needs to be 9 sales to fulfill their buckets. And then those 9 sales are going to give you 10 more referrals, which is 90, 270, 810. As you can see, it's just geometric and cyclical. And this is only getting 10 referrals per person from the people you're plugging in. Okay, this is not even showing them how to make much more referrals than what they're doing. So let's look at this stage, what we talked about, the first 3 ways to increase your business, okay? Now, the first level we said was to increase the clients. So that comes from Prospio. That comes from that sale, which then gives you unlimited referrals. and gives you the opportunity to cross-sell life insurance. Now, this is where I talk to agents about dramatic growth. I promise you that if you don't have a cross-sell or upsell process right now, you're missing the boat on any geometric growth. But let me share with you the value of having a cross-sell. When I cross-sell life insurance, I'm able to say, by the way, I'm not leading in with life insurance. The discussion has just come over from financial independence, the journey to financial independence, and oh, by the way, this is where life insurance would be positioned in that journey. So that cross-sell now is going to increase the volume per transaction. Remember, we said you increase the clients, you can increase the volume per transaction, and lastly, you have to increase the frequency of transaction. And here is where the financial concierge system comes in play. Because again, we have shared with the client that financial independence is a long-term process. We've already set that up. We've already put it in their mind. The whole idea of being a very successful sales professional is to train and develop your client. Too many people avoid this. Your client needs to be positioned to know that there is an ongoing process that's going to continue long term. We don't have to give it to them in a fire hose. You give it to them one step at a time. How would you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's the whole idea here. Sometimes we get too far ahead of ourselves. Sometimes we get into too much complexity. And sometimes we bombard clients or potential clients. And what happens? We lose them. When people get confused, they do not make decisions. They make the biggest decision to do nothing. And that is a decision in and of itself. And you lose the opportunity for not only the sale, you lose the opportunity for the relationship because you've done them a disservice by confusing them. We don't want to confuse anybody. So then the transaction frequency becomes upsells. Cross-sells for life insurance, upsells for other things. So the first step to financial independence is the part of the three-step process. That first step is where you're telling the people a simple story about the 95% of our society who reach age 65 and older who never reach financial independence. They are at best financially dependent. That means they're relying on family, friends, loved ones, social networks, churches, institutions, organizations, agencies, and at worst, the government. They are totally financially dependent. And that is where your client is headed because 95% end up there. Only 5% become financially independent, and they do so because they learn there's only two things can be done with interest, with money. You either pay interest or you earn interest. The 5% learn that the longer they pay interest, they are losing money. So they have to shorten the cycles of paying interest so that they can save money that will then be money they can use for themselves to earn interest. And that's where Prospio comes in to do that for them. Then you have the referrals because of the 3 free. And then you are into the second step for the cross-sell, which starts with life insurance, blends into the concierge relationship, and then continues the journey to financial independence for all the other things that you can offer. And that is what we do here, okay? The Advocacy Network, we give you all those strategic alliances to offer all these other upsell opportunities, which all fit into one simple conversation. The conversation about financial independence, nothing else, just financial independence. So as a financial concierge, you're going to get full support. You get the training, the coaching, all the communications. We have a middle-class millionaire plan that's coming out that is totally exclusive, a retireless selling system, which is totally exclusive, and all the strategic alliances. You end up with multiple streams of income and dramatic improvement in client retention. So through the Trivesta Strategic Alliance is where we offer the first step to financial independence. That is the part that pays you to prospect and creates the unlimited referrals. The Advocacy Network, the financial concierge side, will exponentially grow your life sales. So here's the call to action to you. It's really pretty simple. It's nothing very complicated or convoluted. what we're talking about here is the cost to you to get involved in what we're doing, to get paid to prospect, to create unlimited referrals, and exponentially grow your life business, get all the training and development and support. You have a $300 one-time setup fee, which is not even coming to us. That is the need for you to be tied to Trivesta to be able to make the Prospeo sale. That includes the first month, which is $69.95 on the Prospeo side. However, once you do 3 sales, that's eliminated. You never pay that again. And then lastly, you'd have a $24.95 admin ongoing fee. That is for your website, which allows you to send people out to see the testimonials, allows you to have people use a calculator to see what they may benefit from, and lastly, sets up everything else we do with webinars. Now, we're fully automated, and in a second, I'm going to come back live to you and talk to you about some of the things we've done to help you through automation. However, I want you to realize here that what we're talking about is a $300 investment in yourself. This is not a cost factor. This is an investment. You're going to get paid to prospect many times over, and you're going to create unlimited referrals, which is going to pay you more to get prospect, and is also at the same time going to eliminate any need for leads, any need for marketing, any need for any other dollars spent. You're going to save an incredible amount of money that's going out in expenses, but you're also going to create an incredible amount of additional income beyond life insurance. That's why a $300 investment in yourself is truly an exponential investment and not an expense. So when we're done, you can contact me, but more than importantly, if you've had a financial concierge introduce you, you need to go back to them. They can also get you with me as well, and we can have full support. But we have a distinct operational direction. I want to make sure that everybody is taken care of and everybody gets what they need in their process, okay? So let me come back to you and share real briefly with you about what we're trying to do, okay? Basically, the Advocacy Network has saved people over $7.5 million. We are in this to help people become financially independent. And part of that requires the fact that they don't lose money and lose opportunity with their money. You're a financial services professional. You are helping people every single day. And what we're trying to do is help you to help people with something very specific, a message about financial independence, nothing else. Total financial independence. Sharing with them how 5% of the population reaches financial independence and how they can become part of that 5%. Now, the benefit to you is this. By helping people become financially independent, you yourself become financially independent. The more people you help reach financial independence, the more financially independent you become. It's exponential. It is not linear. It's not one transaction at a time. Now, in this system, you will find that your income will dramatically increase. We are talking to agents about creating 7-figure incomes. And I know that sounds astounding, and it sounds like, oh, wow, that's pie in the sky. It can't be, but it truthfully can be. When you can learn how to create a lifetime value with a client of $25,000 to $50,000, it does not take that many clients for you to grow into a 7-figure practice. So what we're really talking about here today is stopping transactional-based business. We're talking about learning how to put the transactions. You're still going to do transactions, but you're going to do multiple transactions with one client. You're going to have it from a cross-selling and an upselling process. You are not going to have to fight, argue, debate. You're going to be able to influence clients because the conversation is going to start from a very simple positioning about financial independence. Anyone that you meet on a daily basis would be willing to talk about financial independence. It's a conversation that goes on at lunch. It's a conversation that goes on at dinner. It's a conversation that people have regularly. People are interested in financial independence. People are not interested in life insurance. They're not. They're not that interested overly in investments. Oh yeah, there's some interest. There's a little more interest in investments than there is in life insurance, but they certainly are not going out of their way to have those conversations. Financial independence encompasses it all. It's a big circle. You are going to talk to people distinctly about financial independence. You're going to share things that they're unaware of. When you can share and educate people on something they're unaware of, you can help make them aware, and by so doing, you can get them to take action, which creates awareness. This is how you grow your income. Now, I want to be there with you every step of the way. And I want to share with you that we are totally different than any other organization. We're not an IMO, FMO. We're not doing magic silver bullet programs. We're not asking for you to go into your pockets, give us money for leads. We're not asking you to pay for leads. We're not asking you to pay marketing costs. We're not asking you to go into your pocket but one time. And that one time is a simple investment of $300, which in the first 30 days, you'd get double commissions, which would come to more than the $300. But every step of the way, we will see to it that you grow exponentially, that you grow a seven-figure income. So this is truly a mission. So if you're committed to truly making a difference in people's lives, and you really want to help people, and you really want to benefit them every single day, then we need to be your organization. You need to be with us. If you just want to do another transaction, you want to keep struggling and you want to keep fighting it, and you want to keep fighting the system and buying every new lead program under the sun, changing companies and buying every new marketing program that comes out and listening to every guru who promises you the moon, I really can't help. I mean that honestly. I don't mean that detrimentally. We've got to stop looking elsewhere. We've got acres of diamonds in front of us. We have a middle class that is totally underserved, and instead of looking for doctors and lawyers and dentists and such, we can help middle class people create high-level programs, income, additional income, more money to go into infinite banking, bigger deals, bigger cases for you. We can go out where there is no competition. We can serve the masses that no one else wants to serve, and they're worthwhile. So that's my best shot for you today. Join with me today. You can give me a holler, Karl Schilling, 321-947-3220, or more importantly, go back to the financial concierge who introduced you today. I look forward to working with you. We're growing a magnificent organization. To date, we've saved people over $7.5 million, and our production side on everything we're doing now is starting to grow dramatically. Join with us today, and you'll be very happy, I promise you.